Hey guys, it's Elise and welcome back to My Cupcake Addiction. Today I'm going to be making something that you guys have been requesting forever. I'm going to be making horse cupcakes, or pony cupcakes, or equestrian cupcakes. These are super cute. I absolutely love horses, so I think these are going to end up being one of my new favorites. The things that you'll need, of course you're going to need some cupcakes, and I've baked mine in dark green cupcake wrappers, but I've also got some of these really sweet little white picket fence cupcake wrappers. You don't need to have them, but in my opinion they add a lot to the finished product. I've got some little flour sprinkles, some dark chocolate candy melts, and also some white candy melts. A little bit of my vanilla buttercream frosting, and I've tinted it green. I've got some just in a bowl and some in a disposable piping bag with a grass piping tip. A grass piping tip basically just has a ton of little tiny holes in the end of it and it helps you pipe nice neat grass. I've got a snap seal bag and a pair of scissors, a piece of parchment paper, and you'll also need to click on the link I leave down below and print out a horse template. Let's get started. So you want to put your candy melts into 2 snap seal bags, and I've only got a little bit of white just for some detail work, and I've also got my dark. Of course you can choose the color you want to make your horses. I'm going to snip off a very, very small tip so that I can do all of my fine detail work, and my chocolate's pretty nice and thinly melted. So with these horses, I start out around the outside edge and kind of outline the horse, but I do all of the legs because the legs are kind of fine and you'll never get those outlined properly. And if you want to have any white spots, just snip off another very small corner from your white chocolate and you can kind of make your white spots. Now, I like to add the white portions into the outline. So I'm going to do one little white spot on my horse's back, coming down the back, and then just making almost like a saddle sort of a looking blob. Color that in. Might do one little white foot down here just because it's cute. And maybe another little spot just there. Don't make your spots too round because they're not generally round on horses. Then just realigning my template because it's moved a little bit. Feel free to tape your templates down if you find they're moving around too much for you. And I'm going to finish up my mane and fill in my outline. Get the horse done first. Don't worry too much about the long piece protruding out from under the horse because you want to make sure that you've got all of the horse features done before that candy melt starts to dry too much. If you're having trouble melting your candy melts so they're nice and thin and easy to pipe, check out my How to Melt Your Chocolate. Often I'll add something like a little kofa or a little bit of coconut oil to thin it out so that it's kind of a little bit nicer to use and just not so thick and chunky. And you can see there all the little lumps and bumps that we've got in that chocolate. So on each horse as I finish, I'm going to tap the paper on the table. And you can see it instantly flatten out, which just makes it a lot nicer and neater. If for any reason yours doesn't get as nice and smooth on top, don't worry, keep making them because you can always just flip them over and use the back side as the front side. Outline the rest of your horses, making chocolate ones, white chocolate ones, or ones with spots, however you like. So once you've got all of those done, you don't want to set them in the fridge or else they're kind of going to curl a little bit. Pop them off to the side and we'll frost up our cupcakes while we're waiting. So frosting today, all I'm going to use is a knife and then I've got my grass tip, of course. I'm just going to scoop on a bit of frosting into a bit of a dome so that I don't have to do grass tip for every single bit of frosting. I'm just going to push the frosting back towards the cupcake liner, which helps me keep it quite neat so it kind of gets it into the edges without going over the outsides of the cupcake liner. And then just round it with the back of my knife into a rough dome shape. Then our grass piping tip does what it does best, pipes grass. So I'm just going to pipe all of my little strands of grass all the way around. Perfect. There's my little grassy cupcake. Now I want to show you guys this picket fence because I think these are one of the most adorable cupcake wrappers ever made. All you need to do is just join them together at the back and then you take your cupcake and drop it in. The horses take a little while to pipe, but the good news is you can pipe them up to a week in advance and just store them in a container. So when it comes to putting everything together, you're going to save a lot of time. All right, perfect. Don't handle these for too long. They're quite thin and they will start to melt. And when you place them into the cupcake, you want to go straight down. So I'm supporting and just pushing straight down into the cupcake. If you find that yours isn't going straight down in, if you break one or two, use a knife to just sort of drive down a guide hole because it might just mean you're working with a little bit of a denser cupcake. My horse is in place. Now I'm just going to add some flowers and we're done. With the flowers, make sure that you're putting the flowers on as you frost. So don't frost them all, put in all the horses and then put the flowers on last because once that buttercream starts to crust, your flowers aren't going to want to stick anymore. So incredibly cute, not too much effort to make, not too many ingredients, and so easy to customize. I hope you guys have liked today's video as requested by you. If there's something else you'd like to see me make, let me know down below and I will do my best to make it happen. And as always, thanks very much for watching.